નાખ હા હા અને hello, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Welcome all. I just gone through a newspaper article where the headlines of Axis Bank says that work from home will be a very integral part now, and even without COVID, they will adopt this work culture of work from home. So my dear students, just imagine this situation where communication will play a very, very important role. So today's topic is very apt. Even I would love to attend it. Writing effective mails. Generally हमारे mind में जो होता है वो हम लिख नहीं पाते, and our writing speaks something else. So it is very, very important. So we are glad that in today's week there were two important sessions. Yesterday we learned about the body language and how should be our tone and how our tone communicates what we are trying to say. And today it is in written writing. So welcome Priyanka Sharma. I'm glad that she's one of the committee member of the Women Empowerment Committee. I would request now Raza to introduce the faculty for today, CA Priyanka Sharma.
Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
So let me give some brief introduction about her. She is a qualified chartered accountant with more than 8 years of experience. She started her career with Pricewaterhouse, that is PwC, in the audit and assurance department, and then moved on the work with IDEA in the MIS department. She was always acutely aware of the glaring difference between the technical skills and soft skills of many people. She worked it and the impact that it had in that career that motivated her to pursue training in soft skill and full-time career. She is a certified soft skill trainer by Scottish Qualification Authority and trained by the ICB. She is passionate about training and focus on bringing about change in knowledge, skills, and attitude with respect to interpersonal communication and various other social intelligence skills through mentoring and coaching. She has experience of training across some of the leading corporates such as VFS Global, Lagartner Machinery, etc., and educational institutions such as PDPU and Ahmedabad University. She is also associated as a trainer with the Image Consulting Business Institute. Her trainings are custom designed to meet the needs of the working professional and people looking to upskill themselves. So, without taking your too much time, let me hand over to Anjali ma'am, and let her start to the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Raza, for the nice introduction. I would now request the faculty, CA Priyanka Sharma, to take the
Please
session
come.
ahead.
Yes.
Please come.
Thank you so much, Anjali. Thank you, Raza, for the wonderful introduction. Wish you all a very, very good evening. It's a pretty dire situation out there. And right now, apart from the time that we are getting for hoping and praying that this all goes away, I think this time is very important for us to this time is very important for us to upgrade ourselves, upskill ourselves, and we are going to have a lot of new challenges that we are going to face moving forward, especially when it comes to the work culture. Okay, so first of all, I would request all of you to put yourselves on mute. Okay, and secondly, I would like to congratulate Vikasa Ahmedabad for coming up with such excellent webinars for the students. I think right now all the more important it is for us to know what kind of skills would now be required for us to get ahead in our career moving forward. So congratulations, Vikasa. So my topic for today is in fact a very pet topic of mine. It's email etiquette and writing effective emails. So right from the beginning, when I had started out my career, it was unfortunately the worst emails that I received were from fellow chartered accountants and from my juniors. I mean, I could not decipher what they were trying to say. And unfortunately, throughout my working career, that this trend remained the same, and it was very, very frustrating. And at the same time, it was very sad as well. So I think now we need to so I have now designed this module in a way that would help you understand on what constitutes an email, why email, and what all you should write in an email. Okay, so I'm going to share my PowerPoint now. I hope you're all able to see it. Okay, so effective email writing. So now very early on in my career, I joined PwC in Mumbai, and we all know that Mumbai is far more professional when it comes to business as compared to Ahmedabad. So the problem was that in Mumbai, PwC had huge corporations as their clients. In Ahmedabad, we have more family-owned businesses as our clients. So now when I was in Mumbai, what was expected of us, I was just freshly out of completing CA, and I had joined PwC. So what was expected out of us is whatever you do, whatever communication that you have with the client has to be on email. Okay. So whatever data, I had joined the audit department. So whatever data that I was asking from the client, it had to be on email, and my supervisor had to be put on loop. सो मतलब छोटे से छोटे इनवॉइस से लेके बड़ा सा बड़ा डेटा जो भी चाहिए था सब कुछ हम ईमेल में डालते थे, एंड द क्लाइंट यूज्ड टू रिसीव इट एंड देन ओनली यूज्ड टू एक्ट ऑन इट. Now cut to I took a transfer to Ahmedabad, and my first client, and I was doing the audit of their sales. So as usual, as आदत पड़ी हुई थी, so I went to the client first to ask him for the data, and then I decided to write an email and put my supervisor on loop. Now it was very, masoom gesture, okay, so there was nothing behind it. It was just that, to put it on record. Unfortunately, the client took it the other way. He got super mad. He got so angry. He called me up and he was so angry. He was like, "What do you think you are? And you आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आप email में नहीं डालोगे तो मुझे पता नहीं चलेगा, मैं आपको भेजूंगा नहीं." He called up my boss. He started firing him. My boss called me. He started firing him, and it all created a mess. Okay, so emails has the power to do that as well. So the thing that you need to understand is, apart from the content of the email, you need to know the culture in which you're going to send the email to. Okay, so whether they are comfortable with receiving email. So from that day, हाथ एक बार तो जला दिए मैंने. From that day onwards, I used to always take permission from the client before sending him the email, especially when I was in Ahmedabad. So that was one thing, and more often than not, the client would say no. नहीं नहीं email डालने की क्या जरूरत है, हम भेज देते हैं ना. Okay, that was normally the thing, that because he used to get scared कि oh email में आएगा फिर मैं दूंगा नहीं तो क्या होगा. So that was the general perception then. I'm talking like what, 2010 2011. Okay, so almost 9 years now. The things have changed, and now email as a matter of as a medium of communication has become supremely important. Okay, and all the more important it is for you to hone your skills with respect to writing emails effectively. Okay, so I'm going to take you step by step through each component of the email message. So we're going to start now. So this is normally the field that you get when you are opening your Microsoft Outlook. Okay, and this is a generally accepted email medium when you go into corporates. Mostly all corporates adopt Microsoft Outlook for their as their default email program. Okay, so you need to get acquainted with this. So I'm not going to take you through all the tabs here, but I'm going to take you through the main tabs here. Okay, the main things here are the subject line, okay, to CC, BCC, and the body of the email. Okay, so now we're going to go to the first thing, and that is the subject line. Oh God, it is super frustrating for me to receive a subject line that simply says RE colon forward colon RE colon. मतलब इसका मैं क्या करूं? What should I do about this? Okay, please, 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 whenever you get an email, whenever you have to send an email, 60% of your brain should go into thinking what should be the subject line. Why? Because the most busy people have received about 100 to 200 emails a day, work related. Okay, so if you want them to open your email and read what you have written, you have to take utmost, utmost, what do I say, load or utmost concentration should go in writing what would be the subject line. Okay, so write the subject line first of all. Okay, please don't leave it blank. So what I normally do is, whenever I open my email message, instead of straight away starting to type the body of the email, I write the subject line first. And another thing to keep in mind is that do not put in the to field and the CC field first. This is what we generally do. इसलिए है ना, घाई घाई में क्या हो जाता है, ईमेल सेंड हो जाता है और अपना जो मेन चीज है कभी अटैचमेंट रह जाता है, कभी सब्जेक्ट लाइन रह जाता है ना. So what we need to do first is never always start your email by writing the subject line. This is the first thing that you're supposed to write whenever you open your email compose box. Okay, write the subject line, then write the body of the letter, and then write the two put in your attachments, whatever is required, reread the email again and again, and then put the to and CC field. Take particular care when you're writing to someone who's above you in designation, or when you're writing to a client. Okay, so this is most important. Write the subject line, write the subject line first, keep it short. Okay, so normally in an email message, normally you are able to see about 5 words of your subject line. Okay, so don't keep long that the recipient is unable to understand what your subject is. Okay, try to keep it short and sweet. It should be within 4 to 5 words. That's it. All right. Place the most important words at the beginning. So if it's urgent, if it's with respect to the statement of income, write statement of income, FY dash dash, then move on to the body of this, so that the client knows अच्छा ये मेरे statement of income के बारे में बोल रहे हैं. Okay, or if it's respect to your audit, you write audit this of whatever field, or you're doing sales, or you're doing payroll, or whatever you're doing, you mention that in the subject line and then move on to the body, so the client exactly knows what the email is all about. Okay, keep it simple and keep it focused, and set a deadline in the subject line. Okay, so whenever you are asking for data from a client, or you are, whatever it may be, you may be sending an email to your colleague, or you may be sending it to your boss, and there is a deadline that is associated with it. Okay, you need to send it by this, or it will get expired. Send it by this, or there will be a penalty. Send it by this, or there will be whatever. So make sure that you write the date in the subject line. Urgent information required by this 2020, whatever. All right, so make sure that you mention the date, mention the deadline if there is any in the subject line itself. Just writing urgent does not mean the email is urgent. Okay, but when you're mentioning the deadline, that means that then the chances are higher the client reading it first, because the nearer the deadline, the more panic it creates, right? So make sure that whenever there is a deadline, you put it in the email, you put it in the subject line. All right, so when it comes to subject line, please write the subject line. Okay, write the subject line first, keep it short. It should be within 4 to 5 words, not more than that. Place the most important words at the beginning, so it does not have to, you don't have to construct an actual sentence. Okay, it is just to convey important information. So don't worry that मैंने punctuation नहीं डाला, और मैंने articles नहीं डाले, मैंने the नहीं लिखा, as नहीं लिखा. It's okay. All right, what you need to concentrate on is all the major, whatever is you want to say is there in the subject line, but it should make sense. Okay, it should make sense. Keep it simple and focused, and set a deadline in the subject line itself. Okay, and do not put all words in caps, please don't. Okay, so when I was working in IDEA, we had engaged a CA firm to carry out our physical verification exercise. So now IDEA is obviously a telecom company, and we had engaged him for our capital what do you say, verification or counting. So basically we wanted them to deploy to count the number of towers that we have. Now this particular owner of this particular CA firm, he used to write amazing emails. Okay, and I was in charge of coordinating with him. All of the entire email, including the subject line and the body, would be in small letters. मतलब sentence का start भी वो capital से नहीं करता था. Everything would be small, and it's very irritating, and it did not seem professional at all. I had to go up to my boss and tell me, किसको engage किया है आपने? Do you think he would be able to do a good work? So just by his email, I was judging whether he was professional. I was judging his ability. I was judging his professionalism. Okay, I don't know whether it is good or it is bad, but this is what generally happens. Okay, so when you're writing an email, you're just not conveying the information, you're also conveying your image. Okay, you're also conveying what the recipient is going to think about you. So pay particular attention about what kind of letters, what kind of words that you're writing in the email message. I'm very happy to know that you had a body language session yesterday. I'm not sure how many attended, but one of the basics of body language is that your body communicates more than your words. So similarly, an email message, so when I'm sitting in front of you and I'm speaking to you, according to my expressions, you can make out whether I'm serious, whether I'm joking, whether I'm saying something that is important. Okay, that all we convey through the body language. But when it comes to email, all of this is left to the imagination of the recipient. Okay, and you cannot go wrong in that. So if I've written a message thinking कि मैं सिर्फ information डाल रही हूँ, सामने वाले को ऐसा लग सकता है कि it is rude, it is offensive, ये खुद को क्या समझती है, ऐसे क्यों लिखा है, एटलीस्ट फोन उठा के तो बात कर लेती, इतनी क्या urgency थी. These are the things that normally go on in the mind of the recipient. Okay, so make sure you're taking care of the tonality of the message. We'll come to that later. First, the subject line. Yes, this is what we generally receive so many times, especially when there is a trail of emails. So all of you are students, I believe. You may be working in a CA firm. I don't know how many of you receive mails like this, but when once you start working in a corporate, what happens is that you have to coordinate with various departments. So you're coordinating with the sales department, you're coordinating with marketing, you're coordinating with purchase, you're coordinating with various other departments. I'm talking about a corporate, I'm not talking about a big four. So now when you're doing that, तो क्या होता है कि पूरा trail निकलता है mail का. Okay, which we tell audit trail, this is an email trail. ओके तो पहले बंदे ने कुछ मेल भेजा, फिर इसके ऊपर किसी और ने भेजा. ऑफिस जैसे चलता है, इट्स नॉट माय वर्क, इट्स अ मार्केटिंग वर्क, मार्केटिंग सेज नो इट्स अ सेल्स गाय हु डिड दिस. तो सबके मेल्स नीचे आते रहते हैं, एंड देन जितनी बार तुम रिप्लाई प्रेस करोगे तो उसके आगे एक री लग जाता है. So now ultimately what happens is when it goes to the main boss or may goes to the CAO, what happens in the subject line is re forward. This is what he sees in his inbox and he never opens it. Okay, so try avoiding using re forward. If there are a lot of re's and a lot of forwards, please feel free to delete them all. Okay, just keep one re if you're replying to the message, just keep one forward if you're forwarding the message. That's it. And feel free to change the subject as well. You don't need to keep the same subject. Okay, for example, the client has sent you, okay, please, prepare my statement of income. You are replying to the message. So subject please prepare my statement of income nahi karo. Instead of that, what you write is and then you write your statement of income, this issues. All right, so whatever issues that you have or whatever data that you require from the client, whatever it is, but make sure that you change the subject and you write it there so the client knows what to expect from that email. If the subject line has more than a handful re and forward, please terminate the thread and update it with the most recent update on the subject. This is what you will understand when you will start getting trail mails. Okay, never forward without a personal comment. So many times it may happen that you might be working in the law department, or you may be working in the C law, but the mail has come for the tax, or you may be doing audit, but the subject concerns the tax. So what you do is you just forward it to the tax person, but instead of that, please write in your personal comment that this mail was received by me from the client on this, and I would like you to look into this, and this is the client's number. You may talk to him and get it done with. Okay, इतना ही लिखना है, सीधा forward करके FYI करके नहीं भेजना है. Okay, FYI is the worst thing that you can write in an email. Next, review the list of recipients. After updating the subject line and your personal comments, review the list of recipients before hitting a reply all. All the people involved in the mail may not be involved in the subject at all. Okay, so this is what happens so many times in corporates as well. So we used to receive mails from the HR with respect to some company policy, some HR policy, and she used to obviously mail to the entire office. So we have like 300-400 employees. तो क्या होता था कि जिसको प्रॉब्लम होती थी ना, वो सीधा रिप्लाई ऑल करके अपना प्रॉब्लम लिख देता था. So the entire office now knows what is his problem. Okay, this is not what you're supposed to do. And entire office means even our country head, even our city head, our state head, everybody. And it's quite embarrassing for the employee as well. Okay, so make sure that when you are make sure then when you are forwarding a message, yes, someone has anything to say? No? All right, please mute yourself then. Yes, if you have any questions so far, you may please use the chat box and you can type in your question. I'd be very happy to take it up. Okay. Or you may unmute yourself and just butt in. I don't mind. Okay. Otherwise, please put yourself on mute. Okay. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So we're coming to forward. We're coming to reply. Do not press reply all. Okay. And make sure that you're at least reviewing the list of recipients before you're replying all. Okay. Uh, yeah, this is many times it has happened, especially in yeah, it happened in PwC as well as in idea that the entire office comes to know कि तुम्हें क्या problem है तुम्हारे HR policy को लेके. Embarrassing. Okay, adjust the subject field. It is considered efficient to edit the subject field even if you are replying to message. I've already mentioned that. Even when you're replying to a message, make sure that you are editing it. You can begin it with a re-colon, okay, but make sure that you're editing the subject field. Okay, so these are some of the examples of subject lines. Like I said, when you're sending someone statement of income, you can mention your statement of total income AY 2021, whatever it is. Internal audit report, if you're sending it. Requesting information, this is how you send it to a client, maybe. Okay, so I've written audit FI, but you can also write which particular field, which particular data that you want. Okay, sales, purchase, whatever, invoices, jo bhi chahiye wo. Then if it is really urgent, make sure that you're writing urgent in the message so that there's a high, there's a more likely chance for the recipient to read it. But make sure that it is still urgent. Okay, if it is not urgent, don't write urgent. It is just really irritating. Okay. So, for example, urgent payment due date lapsed. Okay, so it may be with respect to the DIN forms, or with respect to payment of your fees, with the seal of fees or the filing fees, annual returns. What requesting project submissions due 18th Jan. Okay, please submit by EOD Friday. Like I said, mention the deadline in the subject line. When you're sending a professional invoice, make sure you mention the date or the period for which you're sending the professional invoice. Okay. Receipt of payment, if you're confirming the receipt of payment, you can write receipt of payment dated this, confirmed, or whatever. You can write it in the subject line itself. If you're having an issue, you can start the subject line with issue with your payroll data. Okay, and send it to the client so that he knows that this is what he's supposed to open and read. Requesting payment with respect to your TDS challan. I'm sure these are the kind of mails that you send day in and day out. TDS challan आप generate करते हो, statement of income आप generate करते हो, इसके लिए आप payments मांगते हो या data मांगते हो, whatever it may be. Make sure you're writing it in the subject line itself. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, madam, no.
All right, great. So I'll move on. Okay, next, most importantly comes the two CC and the BCC fields. Okay, before I go on to that, can you tell me what CC means? What does CC mean?
Carbon copy.
Yes, carbon copy. Very good. And what does BCC mean? What is BCC then?
Don't know that. Blind
Yeah.
carbon copy. Blind carbon copy.
It's not blind, it's blank. Okay.
Black.
Yes. Okay. So, पहले के ज़माने में when जब खतें लिखा करते थे, whenever you used to write a letter, so you used to keep a carbon behind that, and it is to automatically उसको छप जाता था दूसरे copy पे. I'm sure अभी भी shopkeepers keep those invoice books जहाँ पे बीच में carbon घुसाना पड़ता है, right? So this is known as a carbon copy, okay? जिसका छाप पड़ जाता है उसके ऊपर. And a blank carbon copy is where you are actually, so there are three copies. One is for yourself, one is for the client, and one is for your records. So now when it comes to emails, so one is there's a to field. Okay, there is a CC where you want to keep people in loop who are interested in the subject. Okay, and there is a blank carbon copy which you are which is only used in cases where the recipients are more than 50. Okay. Yeah, or in cases where you do not want everybody to know who are the other recipients are, that is the only case where you need to use BCC. The otherwise 2 and CC are enough. Okay. So now this is the thumb rule that you need to follow. 2 फील्ड में वही नाम आएंगे जिनको एक्ट करना है उस मैसेज पे. Okay, whoever needs to act on the message. Now for example, you're sending a request of data to a client, so you will be sending it to his accountant. Okay, so जो boss है, जो owner है, जो CEO है, he does not have to act on the message. Who has to act on the message? The accountant has to act on the message. So the accountant's email ID will come into, and his immediate superior or boss who's overlooking the entire thing will come in CC. Okay, depends on what kind of email you're writing, whether you need to keep the CEO in loop or not. But I just the person who you're sending to the email who needs to act on the message, and his immediate reporting authority, and your immediate reporting authority. These are the people who need to be put in CC. Okay, so 2 में जिनको act करना है उनका ही नाम आएगा, CC में जिनको loop में रखना है उनका नाम आएगा. Who needs to be aware of कि ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है. Okay, they do not have to act on it. All right. So why you're writing CC is for the person to be informed about the content, but no action is required. And BCC is receive the message without any other recipients knowing. It's used for larger mailings, जहाँ पे 50 से ज़्यादा लोग हो. This is the normal thumb rule, but जहाँ पे 10-20 लोग भी हो, then also you can use BCC where you do not want them to know who else is receiving it. Okay. ज्यादातर ये फील्ड हमारे काम आती ही नहीं है unless you are in HR or you are actually sending out a broadcast message to all the employees of the organization. Other than that, it's actually not required at all. Okay, I just opened my chat box and someone has written basically subject line is a summary of the whole email. So if we first write the full email, then it helps us find the best subject line. Yes, this is generally perceived, but okay, if it suits you, it's fine. But I'll still say the best practice to do is first write the subject line. It will help you draft the body of the message. जो आपने लिखा है, in fact, what is true is vice versa. जितनी क्लैरिटी आपको सब्जेक्ट लाइन में आएगी उतना उसके हिसाब से आपको बॉडी में उतनी क्लैरिटी आएगी. बिकॉज इफ यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग द बॉडी फर्स्ट, इट it's just a lot of things that are going on in your mind. Okay, so it's always better to write the subject line first. It gives you a mark, दिखाता है कि आपको बॉडी किस तरह से ड्राफ्ट करनी है. All right. Second is, yes, you have already written carbon copy, blind carbon copy. Okay, you want an example for what? CC and BCC? I think I already gave that. Okay, we'll do it more in detail. Okay, any doubts you have so far with respect to the 2 CC and BCC fields? I'll keep my chat.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Where is my chat box? Just a minute. All right. So 2 is for the person who needs to take action. C is the person who needs to be informed. And BCC is for if you're sending mails to more than 20 people. Okay. I hope it's clear. Now we come to greetings and salutations. अब क्या greeting होता है? Normally क्या होता है? Hi, sir, dear sir. Okay, this is what we normally write. Okay, there are actually rules with respect to what you have to write when. All right, so we'll come to that. So if you know the person well, now बहुत काम कर लिया आपने उस client के साथ और दोस्त बन गया है, then it is okay to use the first name. But normally when you're writing professional emails, when you're writing on behalf of your organization, I would say please avoid using first names. Okay, so try to be more formal, even if you know the person very well in the client place. Okay. For a potential employer or supervisor, always use Mr. or Mrs. Another big mistake that we all do is, now for example, my name is Priyanka, so I get a mail saying, dear Mrs. Priyanka. Okay, you are never supposed to write Mrs. Priyanka. It's supposed to be written either Mrs. Priyanka Sharma or Mrs. Sharma. Whenever you're using Mr. or Mrs., it should always include the last name. Okay, never just the first name. If you're writing the first name, you have to write the last name as well, or else just use the last name. Okay, uh, this is the mistake I find in 90% of the emails that I receive. So always use Mr. or Mrs. Here, Brown is the surname. That is absolutely fine. And wherever you're addressing a female, it is always better to use MS dot instead of MRS or MIS. Okay? You never know the marital status of the woman. It's better not to guess. So, it's always better to write MS instead of MRS or MIS. MRS is Mrs. MIS is Miss. Okay, so Miss is for unmarried, Mrs. is for married. I'm sure you all know, but it's better to just write MS. Okay, MS and whatever the last name of the female is. Now, to whom it may concern, we do write, but I must say that please avoid writing this in emails. You already know who it is being concerned to. Okay, आप blank email पूरी दुनिया को नहीं भेज रहे हो. आप to field में किसी का तो नाम लिखा ही है. So obviously the email concerns him. So please do not write to whom, don't ever start your email message by saying to whom it may concern. Okay, that's a very wrong thing to do, especially when you're sending emails. When you don't have a name to use, you can use dear sir or dear madam. And in casual correspondences, so when you are writing emails within your organization and you're writing so that's when you can use hi or hello. And when you're writing to the client organization, suppose you already have a long association with them, then also a hi or a hello would be fine. It's absolutely fine to say hi or to start your message with a hi or hello when you're writing to a client organization. But when you're writing it writing the email to them for the first time, पहली बार अगर लिख रहे हो, तो please try to use more formal salutations like dear sir, madam, or dear Mr. or Mrs. Shah, or Pratik Shah, or whatever. Write full name or just write the last name if you're using Mr. or Miss. All right. So greetings to avoid. Don't start an email with saying hey or Mr. or Mrs. and just the first name. As I said, it's wrong. You cannot use Mr. or Mrs. with just the first name. That's normal business etiquette. Never misspell the name. Okay, never. There are some names which are quite confusing, so try to avoid writing the name altogether. Okay, instead of misspelling the name. So I had a colleague whose name was Shijoy, and always any email that he used to receive, the name used to be misspelled, and it used to irritate him to no end. मतलब वो फिर पागल हो जाता था. So try to avoid misspelling the name, okay? Especially if you're writing it to someone senior. Okay, आपका काम बिगड़ेगा. Never write to whom it may concern in your email body, ever. Don't use nicknames, okay? No matter how tempting it is, please do not use nicknames, okay? Using small case letters for names. Make sure, be very, very particular about this. Whenever you're writing a name, the first letter of the name should always be capital. Always. The name as well as the surname. कई बार लिखने में रह जाता है क्योंकि we normally communicate through WhatsApp and chat, so we don't really take care of whether it's a small or it's a big letter. But when it comes to emails, make sure that, especially professional emails, make sure that when you're writing the name, the first letter has to be capital. Okay. Ideally, if there are 2 or more people in your to field and you require action from all of them, then you should mention all their names. Okay, but if there are too many, you may use dear all, dear team, hi all, or hi team. Okay, so if you are the supervisor of a team that is given to you, you can always start your message with hi team. Okay, because it's the entire team that needs to do the work. If there's just 2 or 3 people, you can write all of their names. That's okay. Okay. So now we come to the body of the message. Okay, so don't just start straight away. Aapka ye missing hai. We have not received your ATC information. How do you expect us to make a statement of income? No, this is not how you're supposed to start. You need to start with, जब हम बातचीत करते हैं, normally we talk about the weather. आप कैसे हो? Is everything all right? And then you move on to the main mudda, right? So that's exactly what you need to do in an email. Not very long one. I hope your family is fine. I hope you are safe. I hope you are at home. I hope everything is good. I hope your leg is not broken. No, that's not required. But just a short opening sentence. For example, if you're writing to a prospective employer, okay, जिनसे आपको काम, जहाँ पे आपको काम करना है, then you can start by saying, allow me to introduce myself. I am Mr. Miss whatever, so and I work in so and so. I have this much years of experience, and I'm whatever. I'm a chartered accountant. I passed out in this, etc., etc., etc. All right. You can always start whenever, especially when you're writing to the client. According to the day, time of the day, you start by mentioning good afternoon or good morning. You can also start by mentioning how are you. Hope this email finds you well. This is absolutely exceptional way of starting any email. This is what I generally do. This is always my first line. Hope this email finds you well. Okay, and then एक line छोड़ के मेरा the body of the email is written. Okay. If there's a more casual correspondence, you can write, I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're having a wonderful day, whatever it is. It was great to hear from you. I'm eager to get your advice on. Okay, now when you're asking for data or information or whatever, I think these are the ways that you can open the message, open the body of the email. So I'm reaching out to you about your statement of income, which is incomplete because we haven't received the information with respect to your advance tax or whatever, blah, blah. Thank you for your help. Thank you for the update. Thanks for getting in touch. Thank you for the quick response. As promised, I'm sending you the attachment, blah, 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 as we discussed on our call. Okay, so if the email is subsequent to your telephonic discussion, please write it in the email. Okay, so as discussed on call or as per our telephonic discussion, this. Okay, can you provide me with an update on, I'm checking in on, I'm getting back to you about, to follow up on our meeting, वगैरह वगैरह. This is how you can open the message. All right, hope it's clear. Attachments. So now generally क्या होता है, PFA फिर attachment डाल देते हो और send to all. This is normally what is done by everybody. Please मत करो ऐसा. Okay, PFA. Okay, whenever you're writing, see, right now, okay, I've got a chat. Yes. What should be the opening statement for a complaint made? Okay, so let's discuss the body of the email. I've definitely taken your individual queries a little bit later. Please park this question. We're going to discuss very, very specific scenarios which you might be facing. I'll be very, very happy to help you. Okay, just park this question and I'll get back to you. Okay. Yes. Just a minute. I don't know where my chat box disappears all the time. Okay, PFA is used for saving time. आपको please find attached लिखने में कितना time लगता है? How much time does it take to write please find attached? I don't think it takes more than 2 seconds. And you guys are like super fast typers, and I know that. Okay. I thought I typed really fast, and then I saw my article typing and it just blew my mind. मतलब गजब. Okay, so PFA इतना भी time नहीं लिखता please find attached लिखने में, ठीक है? So that is a very, very wrong excuse to give. Okay, in case of reminder, can we mention reference of an earlier email sent? If suppose client forgets to read it, reference can be in the form of data. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think this is a perfect way of writing. Yes, definitely. If you are writing a mail in reference to a previous mail that you had sent, आपने suppose information मांगने के लिए mail किया था और आपको reply नहीं मिला, तो definitely included it as part of your message. I had sent an email dated this, requesting information with respect to this. However, unfortunately, we haven't received. This is a reminder mail. To please send it to us by this. Okay. Definitely, you can give a reference to your previous mail in the mail. Absolutely, yes. Okay. Yeah. Attach. I hope. Okay. Yes, I'm coming to that. In place of please find attached, there are various things that you can write, and we'll come to that definitely. And my next 2 slides of the PPT are dedicated to attachments only. Okay. Yes. So what you need to do is to specify the attachment. Sirf please find attached लिख के mail मत भेजिए. Specify what the attachment is. Especially in this day and age when you get a lot of viruses also in the attachment. So मुझे तो बड़ा डर लगता है जब PFA करके मुझे mail आता है. I tend to call up the person कि भेजा क्या है ये बताओ पहले. फिर मैं download करूँगी. Because my laptop has crashed so many times that now I'm like super scared. So if someone has actually taken the pain to write what the attachment is all about, there are chances that I will download it. Okay. So first thing is always add a one-liner about the contents of the attachment. Okay. Please make it, and it doesn't take much time. मतलब इतना भी जल्दी अपने को नहीं करना है कि PFA करके भेज दिया. It will not take more than 2 minutes to specify what attachment is there in the email, and I'm sure you can spend that much of time. Okay. Email with no body. Sometimes there may be no reason or purpose to have a body in the message. Okay, मतलब आपका constant email के correspondences चल रहा है, so every time you do not have to write hope you're fine, hope this email finds you fine, hope it's okay, good morning, good afternoon. No, it's not required. Then in that case what you need to do is जो content of the attachment है वो आप subject line में डाल दीजिए, attachment भेज दीजिए, and you're done. Okay, if there is a regular correspondence with that particular person. Just specify the content clearly in the subject itself. Do not write the body, and directly attach the email attachment, and you're done. Okay, now how do you specify the attachment? The most popular is please find attached, but please find attached your statement of income dated this for AY this and this. Okay, or please find attached the your TDS chalan for this. Please find attached our professional invoice for the month of March. So please mention, please find attached करके full stop नहीं लगाना है. Please find attached के बाद लिखना है कि क्या attach किया गया है. ठीक है? Please find attached to this mail. Okay. Again, whatever you have attached. Please find the attachment below. So where you have discussed in the body कि आपने ये इस तरह से बनाया है, we have made a table of contents with respect to your various data that is pending from your end. Please find the attachment below. Okay, then it is absolutely fine because I've already mentioned in the body कि मैंने क्या क्या लिखा है. I have attached a copy of your TDS challan. Please make sure that you make the payment within the due date. ठीक है? कितना टाइम लगता है? मुझे बोलने में 2 मिनट लगते हैं, आपको टाइप करने में उससे भी कम लगता है. The dash is attached below. Okay, so the PDF copy is attached below, your annual return is attached below, your TDS challan is attached below. Whatever is there, you can write it in this manner. Okay. Yes. Can you please just show 1 second first slide of attachment? Okay, you want to see the previous slide, this one? Farheen? Okay. All right. Okay, so these are the various ways in which you can specify the attachment. Please find attached. I have attached. Please find the attachment below. I have the whatever is attached with this email. Okay, this is how you can write it. All right. Moving on. Now ending salutations. Okay. So आपने dear sir, dear madam और Mr. Mrs. लिख दिया. आपने opening statement लिख दिया. Hope this email finds you well or hope you're having a good day, whatever it is. Good morning, good afternoon. I have attached this. Now comes the ending salutation. Okay. आप normally क्या लिखते हो? What do you write normally when you're ending your email?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. What else?
Thanks and regards.
Thanks and regards. Yes.
Waiting for response.
Okay, waiting for response.
Yours faithfully.
You're faithfully. Okay. In a professional email, you write you're faithfully. Yes, you attach your signature. Warm regards. Absolutely correct. Yes. Okay. So there are various ways in which you can end your email as well. Thanking you. Yes, that is also correct. Okay. So we'll see. So first, always make it a point that you include a closing remark. Okay. So normally what is it? If you have any queries, please feel free to get in touch with us. This is what you write normally, right? Or please feel free to ask any question that you might have, hoping for a speedy response, whatever it is. So it looks polite and professional. Okay. Then always you can write regards, sincerely, thank you, whatever you have written. Then always mention your full name. Okay. Especially when you're communicating with someone outside the organization. अब मेरे जैसे नाम है, जैसे प्रियंका है. Normally wherever I have worked in, there are always 3 other Priyankas. Okay. So it gets very difficult for the client कि हम किस प्रियंका से बात करें. हमारे receptionist का नाम भी प्रियंका था. So it becomes really difficult for the client कि मैं किस प्रियंका से बात करूं. So always include your last name as well. So unless of course it's someone who you know personally. Then include your current job title if you're communicating with someone outside the company. Okay. Current job title ke saath mention your designation and your department as well. If for example, if you're working in a big four, you're supposed to mention audit and assurance department. Okay. Articled assistant, audit and assurance department, PricewaterhouseCoopers. This is what we were told to end our email with. Okay. Even in smaller firms, you can always include that. It just looks a little more professional. Lastly, it is useful to include your contact information at the end of email. Now, if you are an article, you do not necessarily have to give out your personal mobile number, but please make a point to include the office number, the official number of your office. Okay, so make sure, and if you have a desk number, include that desk number as well. It's just easier for the client to get back to you. All right, so these are the things which you have to include. And it is always all the more professional to have a uniform signature for all the people who are working with you for that particular office. Okay, so you can decide on इस तरह से signature, इस तरह से formatting हम करके सभी emails में ये paste करेंगे. And every email, what do you say? I forgot the. So if you're using Gmail or if you're using Outlook, it always gives you an option where automatically वो signature नीचे आ ही जाता है. So try to use that option as well. Okay. All mail applications give you an option to draft an email signature which will appear by default under all your emails. It is a good practice to include the same along with the company logo, especially when you're communicating with someone outside the organization. Okay. Try to do that. It just gives a more professional touch. But if you're now, what should you include if you are sending your resume to someone? Any idea? Should you include your current designation and your current office address? What if you're sending your resume to be, to a potential employer? Just the full name, okay? Nothing else, only your name?
मैम हम सीए भी लगा सकते हैं अगर रिसेंटली क्वालिफाइड हुए तो.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can use the. Yeah, of course, you can use CA and your name. What else? We should not send current company name. Yes, you should not, because you're not sending from you're not representing the office when you're sending this email, right? You're representing yourself. So yes. Okay, my question is, what in case you're sending to your resume to a potential employer? आपको suppose PwC में काम करना है, आप अपना resume भेज रहे हो HR department को, तो आप क्या लिखेंगे end में? हाँ, CV में तो आप लिख ही रहे हो, yes. Phone number, yes. So what you need to do is you have to mention your full name. You have to also mention your contact details, okay? Make sure in the email body you mention your contact details whenever you're sending your resume to anyone, okay? And your email address to aa hi jata hai khair, so you don't have to mention that, but as part of your signature you can always include your email address as well, okay? So phone number, yes, in case you're sending your resume, please include your phone number as part of your signature. All right, and if you're representing your office, you may or may not include your personal phone number, but please do include the official number. All right. Okay. So make a closing remark. You can now, I'll give you examples of what closing remarks you may use. So these are all the examples that you can use. Okay. Best regards, best wishes. Fond regards is more casual. Please don't use that. Kind regards is absolutely fine. Regards is absolutely fine. Whenever, don't write yours sincerely. Just sincerely will do. Okay. Thank you. With appreciation, with gratitude is absolutely fine. Yours sincerely, I again said, it's more used in casual correspondences. Professional may we normally drop the yours. Okay. Thanks and regards is the most foolproof one that you can use. So thanks and regards is absolutely fine. Regards is fine. Sincerely is fine. Kind regards is fine. Best wishes is fine. Best regards is fine. Best wishes is fine and only in case where you are greeting the client. But if you're asking a data from client, best wishes nahi chalega. Better to use thanks and regards. Okay. So out of all of these, thank you, thanks and regards, sincerely, and kind. I think these are the 4 things that you can definitely use without any problem at all. ठीक है? अगर अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड या बॉयफ्रेंड को लिख रहे हो तो fond regards वगैरह आप लिख सकते हो. ठीक है? Yours sincerely, yours truly, yours lovingly. All of this you can definitely write in more casual correspondences. But when you're professional,
Yours faithfully.
your faithfully, no, don't use yours faithfully when you're writing professional emails, okay? Yours faithfully ab ka zamana gaya. Sincerely just looks better. Okay? Okay, closing lines. अब क्या होता है, the human mind is wired in such a way कि जो first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes, these are the ones that the brain normally tends to catch more. बीच में जो भी होता है, the retention rate is normally just 30%. तो मैं जो 1.5 hour तक आपके साथ बात करूंगी उसमें से जो लास्ट 10 मिनट और पहले के शायद 3-4 मिनट आपको याद रहेंगे एंड बीच के 30% आपको याद रहेगा. दिस इज नॉर्मली द रूल दैट we follow and the brain is programmed that way. Okay, so when it comes to emails also is the same thing, especially when you're writing long emails. Okay, तो last के paragraph में या last के lines में आप क्या लिखते हो, pay particular attention to that. Okay, कई बार ऐसा होगा कि आप इतना बड़ा email लिख के भेजोगे client को and the client will revert back with the same question जो आपने already email में जवाब दे चुके हो. Okay, that happens many times. So make sure जो most important, most critical information है that you repeat back again in the last paragraph and include just in a short way. Okay, so that the client knows that in case अच्छा इसके बारे में भी लिखा है तो ऊपर ज्यादा और डिटेल से मैं पढूं. Okay, normally people do not read entire messages. Okay, so keep it as short as possible. Pay particular attention to your closing line. ठीक है? So that is known as a recency effect. जो सबसे recent होता है वो सबसे ज्यादा याद रहता है. पहले का सब लोग भूल जाते हैं. ठीक है? So people have the best recall for the last items on a list. If you write powerful email closing lines, the recency effect will amplify its impact. Okay, not only will your message be more memorable, but your prospects will be more motivated to respond. So when will I use this? Okay, so there are various ways in which you can close your email. So when you're thanking, so you write thanks for your help, time, assistance, whatever. I really appreciate your help that you have given me. Thank you once more for your help in this matter. Okay, this means आप कुछ favor मांग रहे हो. Okay, and you're already thanking him for that, or he has already given you the favor and you're thanking him for it. Yes. Okay, if you're sending a resume, then what lines should you write at the end? Okay, I'll come to that. What do you think you should write? It's already there on the slide. Okay, for future focus, so these are the things that you can write. I look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to your reply. I look forward to meeting you. Please advise as necessary. I would appreciate your attention. Okay. Please reply as soon as possible. No, you cannot write that to your potential employer. Please don't do that. Okay, आप उनको order नहीं दे रहे हो कि ASAP मुझे reply भेजो और मुझे लो नौकरी में. Okay, this is not how you. This is the kind of interpretation that goes in the mind. Okay, so you cannot write please reply as soon as possible. No, instead of that you can write I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, this is what you can write. So yes, do we need to use an opening para and closing para? Yes, of course you need to use. See, opening and closing you have to do irrespective of whatever you're writing. All right, so if you're complaining to a particular companies in the opening para, what you can write is I purchased this product on this date, and this I am experiencing issues with respect to this. I would like to draw your attention to this matter. फिर end में आप लिख सकते हो, थोड़ा emotional effect डाल सकते हो that I really trusted this company and hence I bought this product, but I did not expect this kind of a service. I didn't expect this kind of a fault. So request you to replace it as soon as possible or request you to refund my money or whatever it may be. ठीक है? Opening और closing तो होना ही चाहिए. उसके बिना तो फिर body क्या है ना? Looking forward to a successful working relationship in future. This is with respect to a resume. When you're sending a resume, you would like to include this line. Looking forward to a successful working relationship. No. So unless the company has not confirmed that you are accepted, I don't think it is appropriate to use this. Okay. Instead of that, you can, if you're writing it for the first time or abhi tak HR se reply nahi aaya, you're sending a resume, then you can just write looking forward to hear from you. I think that is more appropriate. Then if the HR shows interest, after that, yes, it is appropriate to say that looking forward to a successful working relationship, and not successful working relationship, looking forward to working with you. Keep matters simple. अपने को ज्यादा complicate नहीं करना है, अपनी English झाड़नी नहीं है ना? जितना आप email में simple language use करोगे उतना अच्छा रहेगा. ठीक है? Looking forward to successful working relation, which is not wrong. You can definitely write looking forward with you. It's absolutely the same. Okay, try to make it as simple as possible. Okay, yes. So expressions for showing that you want to help, that if I can be of assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me. If you require further information, feel free to contact me. Feel free to contact me if you need any further information. Okay, these are the various things that we already use. I'm sure that you must be using it already, but it is always good. So whenever you're asking for data from a client, it's always good to include sentences like this. Okay, so if they are having issues, they would contact you, and so it just sounds a little more professional. It sounds polite and it sounds friendly. So especially when you're asking data from client, this is how you need to end your emails. Okay, let me know if you need anything else. This is also what you can include in case you're getting a reply from the HR saying that your resume has been accepted and you're called for interview, blah blah blah. You can always say thank you for accepting, thank you for your prompt response. I would be glad to work to come, whatever it is, and let me know if you need anything else, or let me know if anything else is required from me. This is how you can end the email. Okay, I hope I'm not going too fast. If I am, please let me know. Okay. Okay, now we come to the main part, and that is the body of the email. So body of the email, very easy. Try to deconstruct it into 3 parts. Okay. So the basic structure, this is how it is. You begin with a greeting. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, or dear sir, madam, or dear Mr. Mrs., whatever it is. Thank the recipient. All right, so try to use as many polite words in your email as possible. Please and thank you. You should use it quite frequently in your email message. मतलब बार बार नहीं लिखना है, पर जितना चाहिए उतना तो जरूर लिखना है. State your purpose and add your closing remarks. So this is how the basic structure of an email should be. There should be an opening remark. There should be a sentence thanking or whatever. State your purpose, आपको क्या चाहिए, and add your closing remarks. Okay. And lastly, of course, you end with a closing salutation. Okay, like thanks and regards, kind regards, वगैरह वगैरह. So now what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Do not use abbreviations. Here is your STI. Okay? Here is your ROI. No, please don't do that, because the client does not understand what an STI and an ROI is. Okay, return of income and statement of income उनको नहीं समझ में आता है कि इसका ये short form बनता है. So try to avoid using slangs and jargons and abbreviations as much as possible. मुझे मैसेज आता था FYIA. अब ये FYI तो पता था, भाई ये A क्या है, तो बाद में मुझे पता चला कि it's your for your information and action. ठीक है, so which is quite funny, but then it just, अब तो फिर तो कुछ भी invent कर सकते हो, but really try to stick to ones that are generally used, and try to, as much as possible, try to avoid them altogether, especially when you're writing a professional email. Okay, when you're writing a professional email to someone outside your organization, you're writing an email to the HR, you're writing email to prospective employers, avoid abbreviations and jargons altogether. Okay, entirely. Okay, do not use abbreviations, contractions, slang, emoticons. बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगा email में, and other informal technology, but use a lot of please and thank you. Okay, mind your P's and Q's, please and thank yous. Do not write your emails in caps. It is equivalent to shouting. You do not want that other person to feel that you're shouting at them. Always use spelling and grammar check whenever you're writing your emails. Okay, and I'll tell you to go a step ahead. Download Grammarly. Okay, Grammarly is an app which would help you draft proper English sentences. Okay, it gives you suggestions with respect to tonality of the message as well. So it will give you recommendations. This sounds rude, or how about changing it to this. Okay, so if you're not very confident about your writing skills, I would strongly suggest that you download Grammarly. Okay, it's an app, and write your email and run a spelling and grammar check. Most importantly, okay. Anybody in any organization would hate to receive emails which are poorly drafted, And all the more if anything is misspelled in an email, it just gives out a very, very wrong impression that you're not serious about your work. Okay, you do not want that kind of impression. So make sure every single time before you put in the to field and the CC field, make sure that you're running a spelling and grammar check. Okay, use apps like Grammarly, it will just help you draft better emails. Do not write your entire email in one single line. Okay, ऐसे scroll करके देखना पड़ता है अगर आप एक ही लाइन में लिखते हो तो. Please do not use in just one line to write. Outlook में ये problem होती है because Outlook does not have a dedicated space to write your email. तो वो क्या आप लिखते जाओगे और वो बढ़ाते जाएगा. So make sure कि जहाँ आपकी नजर जा रही है उतने में वो email आ जाता है. You do not have to use a scroller to see कि आगे क्या लिखा है. ठीक है? Always reread your email before sending, especially when you're sending very, very complicated or sensitive emails. Make sure that you make a trusted one read that email and give feedback to you with respect to the tone of the email, or how do you think it is, how does it sound. Okay, तो email में क्या होता है कि आप लिखते हैं किसी intention से, लेकिन the entire interpretation depends on how the recipient takes it. Okay, because वहाँ पे आपके चेहरा नहीं दिख रहा है, आपकी smile नहीं दिख रही है, तो उसको पता नहीं चल रहा है कि आप आपके हाव भाव क्या है उस email के लिखने के पीछे. So make sure that you're using absolutely foolproof language while you're writing the email, even when it comes to complaints or suggestions as well. Especially feedback. If you're giving feedback, make sure you use very, very sensitive, you're writing it very sensitively. Okay, and if you have doubts, make your friend read it and give you feedback. Okay, do not use different font colors, do not use highlights, do not use different font sizes. But if you want to highlight a particular information, you can put it in bold. Okay, आप bold control B करके उसको bold कर दीजिए, but try to make your email very colorful. Professional में नहीं अच्छा लगता है. Okay. Doodling on my screen. I'm not doing any doodling on my screen. Is it coming so? I don't know. Maybe it's not showing on my screen. I don't know. There must be some problem then. Is it showing anything else on my screen apart from what is there on the slide right now?
No, ma'am, nothing right now.
Okay, fine. All right. There must be some problem then. I don't know. Okay. Follow appropriate structure for writing emails. Okay, so the structure that I was talking about, this one. So make sure that आपकी आदत ही पड़ जाए कि email जब लिखना है तब इस structure में आपको लिखना है. ठीक है? So first comes the introduction. It states your reason for contacting the person. Okay, this is with respect to our conversation on phone. This is with respect to the email that you have sent me. This is with respect to the product that I bought from you. Just mention कि आप email क्यों लिख रहे हो. Give the basic introduction. If you're introducing yourself, I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is so and so. Okay. Then comes the body of the. Okay, now I understand what you're talking about. I don't know how this is coming here. Anyways, some laptop is behaving weirdly today. Okay. Then comes the body of the image, the email. Details the information that you are trying to convey. Okay, पूरा body. पहले introduction आता है, फिर body आता है. Make sure you make paragraphs in the email if there is a lot of information that you want to convey. ठीक है? And then comes the conclusion. It wraps up your email. Whether you would be contacting them in the future, whether you want them to contact you, वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, it should be clearly stated in the email. So I have given you an example. Oh, okay. I don't know why this is happening here. Anyways. Okay, so for example, you're asking for a statement of income. So the introduction should be, this is in reference to your email requesting the generation of your statement of income for the year dash and dash. Then comes the body. We need the following details from you to generate the same. which is the savings back interest details, ATC details, whatever it may be. And the conclusion, request you to send the above details through mail by this. Please feel free to contact us in case you have any queries. Okay, तो ये 3 पैराग्राफ में ये email draft करना है. Okay, try to put spaces in between your information. Okay, paragraph मतलब 4 line का paragraph होने की जरूरत नहीं. Even just 1 line would constitute of a paragraph. Make sure each point is stated separately in the email. It just makes it easier to read. अब ये पूरा information आप bunch करके एक ही बार में लिख दोगे, it makes it's just a little more difficult to comprehend. अब इस तरह से जब आप लिखते हो, it is more easier to comprehend. Okay. Now coming back to your question, someone had asked me a question about how to draft an email. Just give me a moment. Okay, fine. All right. Okay, coming back. Jargons and short forms, as I said, please avoid using it. Okay. So these are some of the jargons that are normally used: FYI, PFA, FYIA. Okay. When you're stating points, it's always good to write bullet points in the email any day. Okay. You can anytime you can use bullet points in your email, but now I would like to draw your attention to the following. This is how we normally write. अब आप हमेशा इस तरह से following लिखते हैं, F or double L करके colon. This is a very wrong way of writing it. Okay. I don't know why these things are coming on my screen, but anyways, following पूरा लिखा कीजिए. Okay. 1 second ज्यादा लगता है लिखने में. Please do not use FOLL karke colon. There is nothing, it's absolutely unrecognizable. There is no such thing as FOLL and colon. Okay, so we have been, हमें आदत पड़ चुकी है इस तरह से लिखने की. हम जो पेपर्स लिखते थे स्कूल में तब हम FOLL करके कॉलन करते थे, लेकिन जब आप ईमेल लिखते हो, प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू आर यूजिंग द होल वर्ड following. Okay, write the whole word, not FOLL and colon. Okay. STI, stop using STI, state the whole thing. It's a statement of total income. The doc is attached. No, please don't say doc, say the whole thing, that is a document. Okay, don't say ROI, say return of income. My point is that when you're communicating with someone who is not from the finance background, it becomes very difficult for him to comprehend what you're writing. Okay, and when you're writing outside the organization, now big corporations, they generally do have a very standard form of email etiquette, and they take it very seriously. So never use words or things that would taint your image. So never use FOLL colon, write the whole thing. जहाँ पे आपको full form पता है, full form ही लिखिए, don't use abbreviations. Okay. Somehow my chat box just okay. All right. Oh, is it? I didn't know someone could do that on the screen. All right. Okay, please stop doodling on my screen. Doodle on your piece of paper, please. Okay. Use of could and would. Whenever you are requesting information, it's always good to use the words could or would. Okay, so could you please help me with this information? Could you please send me copies of your bank statement? Could you please send me the data with respect to your sales for the financial year? So जब भी आप request करते हो, तो request you to send के साथ आप could you please भी लिख सकते हैं. It just sounds a little more polite. Okay. So using these words in the beginning of the sentence turns it into a question, and try to use these words when you're making a request. Okay. So could you please stop doodling on my screen? All right. Okay. So a bad example would be, Emma, I need your report by 5 p.m. today or I'll miss my deadline. A good example would be, thanks for all your hard work. Could you please get your version over to me by 5 p.m. so I don't miss my deadline? Thank you very much. Okay. So it's, in which case would Emma more likely to do his work? It will be the second one, right? Because he's so polite. Now, whenever you're using another thing is, whenever you're using the word request also means please. Okay, so never use request and please in the same sentence. So request you to please provide me with the information. This is a wrong sentence grammatically. Okay, so request you to provide the information or please provide the information. ये दोनों चीज साथ में मत लिखा कीजिए. Another more common mistake that I found is revert back. Okay, revert का मतलब ही होता है reply. मतलब आप वो revert भी कर रहा है और फिर वापस भी ले रहा है. That is the meaning of revert back. So whenever you're writing revert, always never use it with back. It should always be revert. Revert to this mail as soon as possible. Revert back to this mail is wrong English. Okay, so from now on, please take care of this. All right. Thank you very much. If you have any further questions or queries, you may contact me on this email ID. I have mentioned it over here. It's priyanka.wordsmith@gmail.com. I'll be ending my session now and I'll be taking your questions. I told you to park a few questions which you had, so I'll be very happy to answer them now. So my presentation is over. Now over to you. Any questions?
Students, you can write your questions in the chat box.
Yes, please do write it in the chat box. Anything with respect to emails, you can write it here. No questions? Okay. Okay, my email ID is on the screen, .wordsmith@gmail.com. But if you have questions with respect to emails, please mention it here so that everybody can gain from it. Okay, if you don't know when the receiver will check your message, instead of good morning, what other opening sentences can we use? Yes, so I had mentioned an entire slide of the opening sentences that you can use. So you can say that, hope this email finds you in good health. Hope you are okay. Hope you are good. Okay. All these things. How are you? This is how you can open your sentence. Greetings of the day is also fine. So whenever he's opening the message, you can write greetings of the day. Anything else? Yes. You're welcome, Akash. Yes, Nandini. You're welcome.
Nandini, if you are not able to write in the chat box, you can also unmute your audio and ask directly.
Yes, I have received her question. It says that when the office starts, if we want to send some email, do we need to mention anything related to this? I think it's a very good thing to mention it. You can write, hope this email, hope you're safe and, you know, whatever. I mean, yes, definitely, it's a good idea to mention this pandemic, but what do you expect to write? You can definitely write, hope this email finds you safe, but that's just a little inappropriate.
Ma'am, then what else to write? Can you just suggest? I can't get it.
Okay, but in what context are you asking?
Means after this COVID-19 gets over, so if we want to send any email to any client, so what do we need to write? How to start it, I mean.
Yeah, hope you are safe. You can definitely write that. So normally what you say is how are you, or greetings of the day. But in this case, you can write hope you are safe, or hope you and your family are safe. You can definitely start your email with this sentence.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. So I see there is no questions there anymore.
Yes.
Uh, yes, ma'am. So I would like to end this session with a vote of thanks, and I would like to mention within inverted commas thanks and regards, giving you the vote of thanks. Um, uh, it was very helpful session, ma'am, for us to write email in corporates and in our articleship life as well. And thank you so much, ma'am, for grooming us to write this all over in our real life experience. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
And thank you, ma'am. Your PPT is very good, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.